I'm going to do a new project, and I'm going to say week 7 activity, and I'm going to just purposely click OK, and notice here I have my activity. What I've done in the past, and I did not do here, is I created the project and poof, I got blank screen. I have no drawings. No, I need to confirm I have no drawing. Correct, I have no drawing. That's this item. What drawings do you have? Up to now, I've been giving you one-page draw or one-sheet drawings to deal with. Now we have 2 drawings, 2 sheets. So I want to insert these drawings. Different way than what I've shown in the past. You may have come across this on your own. This is on screen, similar to AutoCAD, similar to the Microsoft softwares. It's like 5 or 6 different ways to do the same thing. You may have already encountered that. Same thing here. So after you establish the project, if you need to go and insert drawings, you click to cover sheet, and at the cover sheet of your project, there's your insert button. So you can insert drawings after you set up the project. Click on this. I just have it set up. I do my, we're week 7 activity. So here's our week 7 activity. I click OK, and then OK, I have my drawing. Notice here it's still a blank screen. But when you go to this drawdown, you can see there's page 1, and then here's an arrow to click my page 2. So this is where you can enter an entire set of drawings. Now, Jose, with your permission, I think you had this encounter. Was it resolved?
Yes.
That some if I may, do I have your permission?
Yeah.
I believe, Jose, and I'm guilty, I did it also. I went to the textbook appendix, which has got 80 pages of drawings, and I click OK. And my computer started smoking. Smoke started coming out of the keyboard. It crashed. On screen, cannot upload or insert that volume of drawings. So when you select drawings, I think there's a feature you can identify which drawing you want. So be mindful when you upload or insert your drawings, be kind. Give some breathing room for the software to take it in. Yes? I'm sorry?
Can you show how to insert them again?
How to insert again? Sure. From cover sheet. Cover sheet. You go to the little mountain with the sun. Click on that, and then you'll have to find your drawing. Click OK, and then you will insert the drawing into your project. Okay. So here's my drawing. I want to now move on. We inserted 2 drawings, or I'll say more than 1 drawing. We have our next step, always next step, do your scale. When we grab our scale, it's easy on this drawing because I see a dimension. We go to edit, calculate scale. I see my longest dimension is 80 feet. We do the raw entry, 8000, and then we click from where to where to represent 80 feet. And then OK. And then our scale is created. Our scale's created. And then we want to check to say, how good did I do? We want to check. See from here to here. Nope, I don't like that. I'm just going to delete that dimension. We do it again. From edge. Edge. 80.2. So again, if you're within a few inches, I think you're good. So I established my scale. Let's go to the other drawing though. If I go to my other drawing, and I see my elevations, I grab my scale, I know the south and north elevation is 80 feet. And I go, whoa, what happened? 4910. This is where I just check the scale, recalibrate the scale. If you have two sheets, two different scales, you calculate scale on each sheet. So instead of grabbing the scale on the other drawing page, we need to recalculate on our elevations by the same process. Edit, calculate scale. We know that that south and north elevation is an overall 80 feet because we interpreted from the floor plan, and it's from here to there. And we click OK. And look what happened. This drawing recalibrated its scale. It's now showing I'm within an inch. Pretty cool? So the message here, check, verify the scale on every drawing. Don't do it on one and assume it's the same for all the others. Now, it might be. You might have a group of drawings that the scale is correct. But when we import, when we insert these drawings, there's some distortion going on. Because whoever thought of a drawing scale of 12 feet, 9.92 inches? You know, it can stretch and shrink and get a little different each time. So I calculated my scale. So from here, now, we insert drawings. We've done two scales. Any questions? Now let's look at our conditions. Let's just look at our conditions. I want to grab the elevations, and as I study the elevations, I see I have exterior block. Now here, well, exterior block, and here I have brick veneer, I have plaster, and I have openings. So I have multiple conditions going on. Now it's veneer and plaster on block. So the entire structure is block. So let's look at the exterior block first. I'm going to create a condition, which is going down to the plus sign, grabbing our area, and I'm just going to call it exterior block. Okay, and now I can start, I'm assuming the block goes all the way down to the footers, and I grab my block. Block down to the footers. Got my block. 2,778 square feet of block. All good. Remember last week? What was that feature in last week that we, what's it called, Angela? Back out. Is that what you said, Ashley? Sorry. So we go to that back out, and help me, Ashley, we got to make sure we are in that condition to then go to tools. Oh, it's not letting me do it. There. Yeah, you have to be in the condition to do a back out. Because see how it's bold? Before it was, here I'm just going to demonstrate. If I'm not in the condition, it does not give me the option. I'm not in the condition. So you have to click on the condition to then use the tool to back out. And once you back out, now you can back out all your openings. Now I'm just doing this for sake of brevity. And I'm backing out. And notice here, each time I do it, you're going to see the quantity drop. Good. I'm not done. My exterior wall is block plus brick plus plaster. We have different conditions. So let's create a new condition here. Area condition, I'm going to call it brick veneer. Click OK. And notice here, you can overlay your brick veneer. And notice the quantities are going to increase. Now I'm making interpretation, as you see how I'm doing I'm grabbing, this is slow. I'm taking it down, not to the foundation, but it's brick veneer. Not sure what's going on now. My brick veneer. Clean like this guy. those were backouts. I messed up. So I backed out. I want to go back to my brick veneer in my color. And there's my 1, there's my 2, there's my 3, my 5. So notice here, and on screen, I'm doing block area, and then I'm doing brick veneer on top of the block. Because if we look at the section, we got block, and we got brick veneer up against it. So now I'm quantifying the brick veneer. We're not done. We still have plaster. So we create a new condition in exterior, and we're going to call it plaster. Okay. And from there, I'm just plaster. So here we have plaster exterior block veneer. This is our exterior wall. Questions? See how the multiple layers? It gets a little busy. In a future module, we're going to see how we can better organize this. But something I want to do here is that these conditions, what we can do is if we want to group all these together, we can create a folder and call it exterior wall. And we can move our plaster and our block and our brick veneer into that. Now, full transparency. I'm still trying to figure out how to get rid of this guy. Anybody do it already? No? I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of that. I was fumbling around. But my exterior wall are these components. Because when we go to pricing, I'm going to jump over to my estimate. Here is our exterior wall and our 3 components. And I'm just going to say our block is going to be $10.92. I'm making up the numbers. Brick veneer, I'm going to say is $8.23. And then I'm going to say our plaster is going to be $9.45. Making up the numbers. But here we go. We have our scope. We have our quantities, we have our unit costs, we have our total bid. Questions? Now, let's take it a little further. Let's look at a block, and going back to the drawing, we may be a block, we may say, well, I want to understand how much block in total do I have on this job? I just finished doing a takeoff of the exterior walls. You see the block, you can see the veneer, you see the openings, the back out feature, but there is block right here. I have block right here. How do I do a surface area or an area takeoff of that interior wall? I don't have an elevation. There's a couple ways you can do it. You know that the dimension is 80 feet, and you can pretty much simulate. You can say, you know what, I'm going to grab the one elevation, I'm just going to do another polygon on top of the polygon. You can be a little more precise in what we're going to be getting into when we do finishes. You're going to say, I know I have some information, but I don't have all the information. I know the length of this, because the dimension call out is 80 feet. I also know from the elevations that the bottom, the finished floor to the top of the parapet, it looks like, here I'm generalizing, it's going to be 11 feet. Yep, I have that right. From 104.8 to 115.8, top of the parapet is 11 feet. We're going to assume that interior wall is a full 11-foot height. So I can create a condition. I'm going to first do a new folder. I'm going to call the folder interior walls. And with the interior walls, I want to create a condition. I can't do an area, but I can do a linear because the floor plan is providing linear dimensions. So I want to say interior block wall. This is where this feature comes in. We kind of did before. See the dimensional height? We know the length. We're interpreting from the elevations the height, 11 feet. And we're going to put an assumption that that interior block wall is 11 feet high. Again, data entry is raw. 1100 is the entry. 1100. When we click OK or get out of that, click OK, let me go back in, it will grab it and say 11 feet 0 inches. Okay? When we do dimensions, enter raw, just like calculating scale.
Since it's block, would you put in the thickness of?
You can. Yes, sure. Block, 8, thickness 8. There you go. Yeah, good point. Now, I don't like the color. I want to change it to yellow. So I'm ready. I have my interior wall. And there's my length. And it calculated out 78 feet from inside wall. But my quantity takeoff I want to achieve is area. So we go back to the properties. We do quantity 1, we want to change it to surface area. See all the quantities. Let's say we wanted to grout, just like your height. You do volume, you got the thickness, you got the height, you just calculate the length, you have volume right there. You do concrete. But I just want to do surface area, single side. Click on that, changing my square foot property. Look how it changed up. I now have area, square foot, 863 of that wall. Questions? Pretty cool? When we do finishes, we're going to have a rainbow happening because we're going to do a lot of colors and stuff. See the organization, it's a little better. Interior walls, exterior walls. If anybody wants to help me find how to get rid of that on the sign, I'm open to it. And you go on. Notice here, the quantities are 0 for exterior walls on this page. Let's go to the other page.
This is our other page.
Notice the quantity of interior block is 0, but we have quantities of the other. So on screen, we'll capture quantities of what you take off on that page. So it wants to be clear. If you're doing a takeoff on this page, it's going to show you quantities on this page. If you're doing another quantity takeoff on another page, it's going to only show those. But when we go to the estimate or the summary, it tabulates all together. So it summarizes. That's the summary tab. And if you say, okay, let's look at cost, I'm going to add interior block, what's my block? $10.92. It adds it in. Whoops. When you do it properly. So I'll summarize. It'll give you total. Summary will give you all the quantities, but individual pages will be particular to what you're doing on that page. So it's got method to the madness. Okay. Questions? Okay, are you more 60-40?
Yep.
55-35?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna bring you up to 80%.
85.
85.
Yeah.
Any questions? Pretty cool. On screen is good. It's good. It's not strong in every element, but it's pretty good. That structural steel, if you want, insert that structural steel, and you could do a linear quantity. You could do quantity takeoffs to achieve total length, if that's what you want to do. But you gotta be careful. You gotta do total length of the same steel designation.
Yeah.
Gotta be a little tricky there. Now here, I'll share in the summary. It doesn't do any, the calculations are limited. So it'll give you total length, but you gotta migrate that over to a spreadsheet,
Oh,
to that. It'd be an excellent QCQA, say, did I do a proper takeoff? It's an excellent second estimate. Questions? Questions? Okay, so, let me go back to here. We inserted the drawings after the project. Any questions? We created 2 scales. Any questions? We saw how it changed. Check every drawing, every page, I verified the scale. We created folders. I still have some homework to get rid of that unassigned thing. And then now we're creating QTO from another condition. We have a plan. We want to get area. We got the height from another data input. We calculate the area from there. So it's pretty useful. It's got some useful elements in it. Questions? Okay. Well, with that then. For your assignments, we have chapter 13. We have a quiz of the previous week.